Don't worry, I'm gonna consult a lawyer real quick. Is it illegal to deface United States currency? And if so, what is the punishment? So last week did not go as planned, but did wind up with this hammer. It sucks. I mean, it works, but I hate it. But the feel of it, it's powerful, it's manly, it's violent, you know, American. I like it. I like it too much. But now I want a hammer. Not this hammer, I want a really specific hammer. I need to commit a federal crime to get it. Adam Savage, patron saint of makers, popularized the little thwacker hammer in this video right there. He also uses this hammer right there. And in my mind, I got the two conflated, and I want a hammer that looks like this, but is made like this, and it doesn't exist. Now, I could go out and buy that hammer, but it costs $50, and I don't have $50. I have 32 cents. So at this point, you're probably wondering, what's up with all the pennies? Well, I have a confession to make. This project is actually designed to test out this steel stick epoxy putty. I've heard good things about it, and you just break it off and mix it up, and soon enough, you have a steel embedded putty that you can use to adhere to metal or whatever you want. At first, I tried getting all of the pennies epoxy together at once, but that was a mistake. The epoxy hardened up way faster than I could sling it, and keeping all the coins straight was like trying to keep people straight. It's just not going to happen. So I wound up going 2 coins at a time, and then 4 coins at a time, just kind of doubling it up until I had an entire billet that was relatively straight. Feels really satisfying, really hefty in the hand, and I'm excited to see what it looks like when it's all polished up. All right, check it out. Thing's looking pretty snazzy. I really like the weight of it. It really feels like a solid billet, like it's supposed to. I definitely missed a couple of the older coins and they got mixed up in the middle, but that's all right. I also didn't get down all of the copper coating on the zinc coated coins, and I'm gonna leave it like that because I am tired of sanding. By the way, we got shirts now. You like them? I like them. Of course I like them. I made them. Grab yours today before Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield send me a cease and desist. Thank you. I know what you're thinking. That's just a lamp you pulled out of the garbage, you feral raccoon, and you're half right, you're a third right. I'm a human being, but it's also a stainless steel hammer handle with a counterweight. Now there. Looking at this whole thing, I think I could cut this part in half right about here. Just nestled that sucker right in there. I'll pretend I did it on purpose. Remember how I used all of my metal cutting bit on my Dremel for that skate build video? Both of you who watched it? Yeah, still haven't gotten more, so can't use that. So, we're going old school. We are definitely through. Just work it back and forth. Here we go. Looks like I worked really hard to make something really perfect, but nope, just tacked apart a lamp with a file. I made a discovery, check it out. This thing, all shiny and chrome, is just that, it's chrome. I do believe it is stainless steel, at its center, but it is clear, after doing a little experimenting, that it's got a brass or copper coating over which it's been chromed. So it's a penny hammer. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't make the handle copper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna go crazy on the counterweight here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna brush it and we're gonna let the copper color poke through. That way it looks kind of worn in and used, you know? Just a little accent on there. I like that a lot. Good job, Patrick. That looks pretty sick. I'm happy with that. That's one of those Bob Ross happy accidents right there. Now we gotta fit this into there. Middle is right there. Like adult Play-Doh, I love it. Are we square? If you know anything about me, you know I hate buying things, I love recycling, and I just moved from Texas. So, When working with reclaimed leather, I always try to keep the pieces as large as possible, and then I treat them with some saddle soap, kind of put some life back into the leather pieces. It's kind of tricky to find a piece large enough for your needs, especially when it's already been cut down into something else, so the key is to just use it for something that you know is going to be smaller than the thing that you're taking the leather from. Now, unfortunately, in this case, I had an idea in mind for what I wanted it to look like, and I learned pretty quickly that I did not possess the skills to make it look that way. Alright, so this is looking pretty terrible, so since it worked so well so far, backup plan is just going to be more of this plumber's epoxy. I'm actually glad that I wound up using epoxy instead of the leather because it gave me more of a chance to experiment with it, and I really found that it works a lot better when you have a large chunk of epoxy. It does work when it's thin, but it takes a lot longer to cure than the advertised 60 minutes, and I would never have known that if I didn't mess up. I don't know. It's okay. I guess I could always make it better later. But hey, now at least the hammer that could send me to prison looks like it was made in a prison. And in the end, here's where we're at. I think it's pretty cool looking. It's definitely pretty weighty. It's well balanced. And overall, it was definitely a successful test and exercise getting myself familiar with this epoxy. So that's cool. Definitely going to use more of that in the future. And it got me a little thwacker. That's technically a federal crime. You're probably wondering, why am I not worried about that? Well, don't worry, I'm gonna consult a lawyer real quick. Hey Bing, is it illegal to deface United States currency? And if so, what is the punishment?
For coins, the law prohibits altering, defacing, or impairing any of the coins issued by the United States Mint. The penalty for this offense is a fine of up to $10,000 or imprisonment for up to 5 years, or both. The law only applies if the person has the intent to render the currency unfit for use or to defraud someone.
So it just turns out that the law is vague and is really just aimed at people who are modifying coinage and bills to defraud other people. This is about as illegal as those penny squishers at Disney World. So if Disney's not worried about it, I'm not worried about it. And those guys know the law. I'm digging it. I really like that it's a cool, physical, weighty thing that was made entirely from recycled materials. You know what else is recycled? This workbench, and it worked out great for me today. And if you want to see me build that, you check it out right there. And I'll see you over there, unless I don't.